Hi, everybody. This is my grandson, Isaac. Isn't he just, he's just such a special little boy. There's something about him. I don't know what it is. No, you grandmothers, I'm sure you can understand. I'm not a horrible grandmother. I love all my grandchildren. But little Isaac here, there's something special about him. Well, I think that he has my bowel issue that I had, which means because he's already showing symptoms, but he's my lamb. Now, this is the first time I'm really having a hard time with this, guys. This is Saturday. 2 days ago was the first time I ever saw Samuel, my grandfather. He was the one that was excommunicated from the Mennonite faith. And his son there, I think when they left, they left Bell Fountain because they were shunned. This is a product of shunning, okay? Not only Jehovah's Witnesses, but the Amish do it too. And I think what happened, honestly, I think what happened when Grandpa got shunned so much and they had to leave Bell Fountain, Ohio in disgrace. I've got their marriage license up there, and Samuel and Belle's marriage license, that my whole family, they lied to us. I think that my grandfather, he had the attitude, well, if they don't want us, we don't want them either. And they made up some fictitious history, okay, about our lives. And I'm 54 years old. I just turned 54. And I'm just now learning who I am. And it's like we always wondered, how did Grandma and Grandpa have these little toe-headed children? Check this out. These little toe-headed babies. That's Teresa, and that's me and Dad. Look at his dark black hair. Everybody just thought that Grandma was kind of a, I'll be honest, everybody said it, even her own daughter. She, back in the day, was kind of a hoochie, okay? And we just thought maybe she had an Indian boyfriend, because half the kids were black-haired with dark skin, and, hell, they looked like Indians, and then half of them had red hair, like me, and it was weird. But see, what it was, I'm just now finding this out. That is Hinz Weaver, my great-grandpa that came from Germany in 1912. He was Irish, but the woman standing next to him was Anna. Nobody was sleeping with an Indian. We found out through DNA. Teresa just finally told me she was Hispanic and Italian. She married an Irish man, and then the Samuel Weaver and their kid got together, and then they had my dad. Now, this picture, I have never seen this before, and I think it is such a crying shame. Isn't it absolutely adorable? It's my uncles Kenny, Russ, Uncle Bubbles, and Uncle Ray. Weren't they precious? Now, why wasn't this proudly hung on the Hooley family wall where people could see it and enjoy it? Well, it is now. And my dad and mom's wedding picture, I never saw this picture till 4 months ago. Why the hell wasn't this hanging on our wall when we were kids? This is the product of shunning. When people are shunned, and those two made up some fictitious history. We came from Ireland and dropped the O in our name. Our name was O'Hooley. That's what I told everybody through my life, because that's what I was told. Grandma's name wasn't even Isabel. It was Belle, because I've got her marriage certificate right up there. This is one of my favorite pictures of Landon. He didn't want me to take the pic. He wouldn't look because, he was being a 13-year-old. And I went ahead and snapped this picture, and that is just so cute. He would call Wilbur Uncle. And Wilbur answered to it, too. He said, "Come here, Uncle." Because my daughter, I said, "Where is sister?" And Landon said, "Well, if the dog is my sister's brother, then he's my uncle." But anyway, Darrow said I was lying, that I was never sick. This was me during a brief hiatus in 1995 from the hospital. I was only out of the hospital a hot second. Now, right there, I had a port in my neck. And that's why my daughter held her hands over that, because we didn't want the port to show. But I put up these pictures. God rest in peace, Uncle Russ. I loved him. He was my uncle. And I adored him. And This was me when I was a teacher. That's my grandpa. I've never seen this picture before. My grandpa's college graduation picture. That, why was this kept from us? What was wrong with our family? What was so profoundly wrong with our family that they twisted the truth? And, I don't know. People, that's my mom's parents. That's Bertie Carrington, most God-fearing Christian saint God ever put on this earth. And, I mean, she taught me a lot. She had a big influence on my life because I was at her house a lot. But I mean, I don't know. Does anybody understand how I feel? I'm 54 years old and I'm finally finding out who I am. And like Samuel there, he looks like my sister Teresa. Teresa looks like him. And her name was not Isabel. Here, I had a miscarriage, and I would plan to name the baby Felicia Isabel after her. And her name wasn't even Belle or Isabel. We were lied to our whole lives, and I'm just now finding out, my family is Scandinavian, Irish on that side, definitely Irish there, and German and Italian or Hispanic with some Italian. That's why their children too, they had 10 children. 10 of them looked like him, or 5 of them looked like him, with red hair, short and skinny like me, and then the rest of them looked like they walked off an Indian reservation. It just, and does anybody understand how lost I feel? I'm finally finding out who I am. I mean, it's just, I think that it's really sad and pathetic that I never saw this beautiful family here. This is who I am. This is my roots. And Samuel, he's got the blonde hair, but he doesn't look like I pictured him to look. I pictured him with a long beard and no mustache, but that must have been after the break. But anyway, and I mean, why was he excommunicated? Was he really, truly excommunicated because he married her? Or was it, something he was a serial rapist or whatever? I mean, who knows? I was lied to. I don't know who I am, and it's a product of shunning. And I just want to say, not all. They think it's just Jehovah's Witnesses shun people, but this is a product of shunning. Here I am, 54 years old, and I'm finally finding out who I am. And I just think it's sad, and I wanted to know what other people think about it. And give me your thoughts on it. I don't really know how to take it right now. I just feel kind of lost. But anyway, I will talk to y'all later. Bye from the hooligans. Love y'all.